What's going on, everyone? This is Ash Arts, and I'm here with a brand new series for you called Inspired Builds. This is going to be a new creative series on the channel, so I'm going to give you a quick tour. First thing I did was made a bridge. I found this seed. I will try to throw the numbers up on screen. I can't remember what it was, but you spawn right over here on this beautiful cherry blossom mountaintop thingamawhatsit, and if you follow along this river, you run into all sorts of different biomes, and I was like, yes. So, first thing I did was I built this bridge. I took inspiration as the first quote-unquote inspired build from the Golden Bridge, or the Gold Bridge, in Vietnam, which is a bridge with this kind of cross pattern design that's held up by two giant hands, and it kind of curves across the valley or something. I don't know. I just looked up cool bridges online, and I found it and went, yep, that's the one. So I used different woods, tried to texture them darker as you go underneath, and then I thought about putting in a giant hand right here, but I'm not quite sold on it, so let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. But I threw this bridge, and we're going to start right up here with our first build, which is going to be inspired by a house I spent quite a lot of my childhood in, and that would be my great-grandma's farm. It's just a old farmhouse that was, God, I don't know when it was built, but recently it has been taken out of the family, and I wanted to go ahead and immortalize it right here with you guys. So, this will be the first clip. I'm going to do a little jump cut to the outline, and I will catch you then. What's up, guys? This is Ash Arts here. I'm going to interrupt back because I figured I should cover how I'm doing this layout. So because I'm building a building off of memory from something I've actually been to and been through hundreds of times, what I'm doing is I'm basing everything off of one singular location. So right now that would be the front door. And with that, so this is where I've kind of set the door. This would be the front patio, which I should extend just a little bit more, because I'm taking everything off of feel, and I've been to the house recently as I was helping moving some stuff out of it, so I've also seen a rather empty version of it, which is not fun to look at. But I'm gonna stand here. This is the front door, and I'm thinking in my mind, I'm picturing, if I'm right at the front door, what do I see? What do I feel? Well, I know I have walls running either side because it walks into a hallway. Okay, so let's just throw a couple lines, and I threw these lines all the way down here. And I was like, okay. Now, the front door takes a hallway, and it goes to the other side of the house and hits the back doors on the far end. Okay, what does that feel like? So I ran out here, had all those blocks, and I threw in a couple hash marks. And then I went back over here, and I went, that one, that feels about right. And so I destroyed everything else, and I left that. And that is now our front wall and back wall. So from here, to continue on, I'm going to think about it like this. Okay. So from the door, I know I have the entrance to the living room, and I'm going to say we're going to call it about 2 blocks in. I'm going to think it's about 3 blocks wide, because our Minecraft character is 1 block by 2 blocks, and you can't quite fit 3 people there comfortably. So 2 should be good, which means we're going to go with 3 blocks, because I want a little bit more room and space, but it still feels small, because we are going to have a lot of 1 block walkways. So standing here, okay, I have that hallway there, and it doesn't quite line up, but then we have the bedroom hallway right around here, which I think I'm going to do 2 blocks long. Now if I have that there, that means this is going to be that wall, because this would be another hallway. That's going to be the hallway. Now I'm stuck with this for a room size. So I need to put myself in this room mentally to see what I feel about that size. So I know the entrance to it was a bit further down, say like here. So if I am standing here, looking into this room, does that feel the right size? If I mentally take a step into the room, how many steps do I think it would take to get to the other side and down this way? And honestly, I think this is a pretty good size. So I'm going to put the door here, and there's a bit of space, and then the wall, and this is going to be the first bedroom. Or at least the first one I've laid out. So that is kind of my process running through here, so I'm going to throw in the rest of the rooms and come back to you. And about 5 night cycles later, we are here with a 2D layout. Oh, there we go. So, starting at the front door, can walk into the house, and I did push that back wall back, because I had a difficult time fitting in all the small rooms here, that I needed a bit more space. So I pushed it back, but I've kind of made up for it with this here, kind of keeping this room about the same size as it was. And I think it's really helped over here. So, I walk in, go ahead and fly. We have our living room, which will be here. This is actually going to be a closet here, so go ahead and do that. That'll be a closet. And then this is the main dining area that walks in, and all of this back here is the kitchen. I've spent a lot of time cooking with my great-grandma in this kitchen. It's where I learned how to cook to begin with. And then this is kind of the mud room, leading to the back door, which is the only door we ever used. I've only been out that front door twice, and that was recently when we were moving out the giant 12-foot quilting machine and loading that up on a trailer. So yeah, and then this goes to a whole giant back patio that was built and added on, that I would like to make. I'll just have to kind of cut this mountain like here, and then I should be able to fit that in. And heading back this way, we have on the right side bedroom number 1, which was always a guest bed. I remember when my cousins from Georgia, well, my cousin from Georgia would come up, he would usually either stay on the couch or in this room here. And then this was just a little hall closet, and then this back bedroom was either my great aunt would stay here, or it was also always the bed that the fresh quilts were put on, because my great grandma quilted all the time. I have myself, I have 2 quilts from her. My dad has 3 or 4 from her. It's just a big part of that side of the family, is a lot of the women would quilt, and then some of us grandkids have learned to sew and quilt because of them. And so, pushing on this way, this is where the master bedroom is, and it has a big walk-in, well, a big like sliding door closet here, so I'll have to figure that out. Good section. It feels a little long, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to accommodate that, but I think if I do like a big bed frame here, that'll make up for how the space feels. And then this is a closet. This walked back to the bedroom. This is a double entrance to the bathroom. Like, this is where the bathtub was. So you had like your toilet and vanity here, bath, and then sink, toilet. So it was all connected with different doors. It was a bizarre layout, but it's what they had, what they worked with. Um, yeah, and then I guess I skipped this. This will head down to the basement, which I... Come on. There we go. Which I will try to include. But I believe this is all I have time for today, which kind of sucks, but should be hopefully a few minutes long of a video. So going on from here, I'm going to get the rest of this done. Part 2 will be really kind of how to plan a build and go through it. So of course this is all coming from my memory of the house. So a lot of that's already figured out, but there's always your basic steps: layout, design, palette, construct to run through. So this is the layout, and I've gotten the design of where things are going to go. So now I need to figure out my block palette, and we'll throw some walls, rooms, etc., and get this built out. So this series and this world is going to be covered with a lot of houses like that. This is all based off of one of the first worlds I've ever made in a Minecraft, way back in like 2014. I started up a world called Comic Creations, where I went in and I built like Iron Man's house from the first Iron Man movie, and a cave that Hulk would stay in, and like Atlantis, and a bunch of small things like that. I built them all connected on one big like main street, kind of like a village. I just had like a long street, and it broke off and had all these things built around it, and it's still one of my favorite things that I've ever built. But unfortunately, I don't have that world anymore, but I still love that idea. So that is what this world is going to be, and that's going to be this new series called Inspired Builds. So, this is technically the first thing, but I don't really count it as a full build, as it only took me like 15 minutes to work out. So I'm going to count this as the first real build, and then from there I think we're going to dive into some comic books. Then maybe if you guys like this kind of thing, we'll do some more houses. I could always build like my childhood home, and after I move in I might do like my dorm room. That way you guys get a feel of, me and the space I've lived in. So, that's the idea, that's the plans. I hope to see you guys around in the next one, and I will see you soon. Peace.